This video I'm making strictly on the conversation and ideas and electronic devices that they're using on me, okay? So I made this device right here, and as you can see, this is just a screen. This is no hacking, but all kinds of different, it's just a screensaver on YouTube, right? Looks like I'm hacking. I don't know anything about hacking at all, but I'm making this because it's an idea of what they're using on me. It has a laser beam and a light beam, and I just glued it on here with a little keychain. And this is a remote, camera remote. So I can just turn this on, and this will actually turn on the phone that I have, and you can turn it on to camera screen. If you have like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever, how you use it. I don't ever use them. But this also has this like little frequency device. I don't know if you can see that. It says frequency meter. It's a frequency meter here, and it has a little knob that you could turn up and down. Well, I just put this because it looks like a little chip you hack into, and it's to get an idea of maybe of what whoever it is and whatever it is that they're using on me. Nothing has ever changed in my life. The severe beating. I promise to God, I beg anyone that can help me track down, find out who's doing this, why, and if they have any legal rights over my life to do this to me. Every place that I go to, there is a very specific underground team of people from the gay community, from the LGBT community, that has been hired very strictly and paid and has a huge vengeance to get at me, to install these, whatever it is, this electronic device in all my environments. These electronic devices have a huge range of the ability to do things. Like for an example, if you see this laser beam, you can see you can actually see the actual laser beam. There's so much electronic devices out there, right? See this, how it narrows and it gets smaller? Well, these people have the ability to shoot some sort of frequency in the environment that I'm in, directed at me, and it affects me physically. It makes you shit, it makes you feel throbbing, like somebody shooting like a sonar weapon at you. You can feel like somebody shooting a sonar weapon at you. I can't even begin to talk about how the events and crazy places that I have been, even in foreign countries where I have been followed and stalked, even to the gas chambers of Auschwitz in Poland, where 10 million, a million people were actually butchered and murdered and killed and tortured. And they were following me inside the fucking camp. So I needed to make this video. I don't know how they use them. It's never stopped. This is not a mental illness. This is not schizophrenia. This is not a physical illness that I have. This is not caused by a plastic anemia. I've had brain x-rays. I've had chest x-rays. I've had heart murmur x-rays where they can x-ray my heart. I've gotten all kinds of blood work done. I've even got a colonoscopy several months ago. Everything came up good and clean. That I did not have a new physical disease that could be causing this. And I have ran every test run that you can imagine to find out if somebody was doing this to me, and I was full blown. I've had people to my face tell me, "Do you want some of those more frequencies to use on you?" Like threatening me. And these are total strangers. It doesn't matter if someone who I don't entirely know has nothing to do with it and knows the people that are doing it, because they're the one, other people are doing it, and they just could use that power. It's like somebody holding the gun. You better do what I tell you to do or I'll kill you. Want me to rape you? I can rape you and then just say something else. And that's what they're doing. So I wanted to make this video desperately out there for everyone to find out, because I don't know who has access to these videos. I've been making these videos for 10 years. I've had some sort of luck. I've had a few people tell me randomly when they had the chance of saying that there were magnets. They were using some sort of magnets, and they were placing them, and they were using on certain people to assault them without them ever knowing, because the police department isn't going to ever be able to catch them. and they can do them by remote location. So somebody from like China or somebody from like Japan or somebody from Russia, somebody who is one of the most sick pedophile, sick and twisted minds you could ever imagine, like the horror movies that you see, can be given these electronic devices and directly using them on me, because it is a team of people that are doing this. They're following me on the plane. They're shooting these devices at me at the airport, and I recently got shot on the electronic device when I was at the fucking airport onto my jaw before I was getting my root canal on my way here. There was a guy screaming behind me that was yelling at me, raised his voice at me, and trying to give me orders to do what he said. And he had been stalking me and knew who I was. So I want to make this video desperately to reach out as many people as I can. I want to pray and say, please, anyone out there that can help me. The police department, this is a strictly homosexual, transgender thing. There is no one else but their team that is hired to go after me. Now, I know not everybody thinks the same. There are some people out there that will snitch out, but there are a very tight-knit, close of people that are strictly involved with the weapons and hiding them, and the group of people that know all about this. So I want to say this because I have gone to like 12 years ago, I went to like 12 different police departments: Irving, Capel, Dallas, Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Irving, Flower Mound, just pleading to them, who's shooting me with these electronic devices? Anybody have anything? I have gone to lawyers, and I'm telling you right now, they have everything hacked down. They had narrowed down everything that I do in my life. So they always know my GPS location, and they have backup plans if it would ever be disconnected. So I don't know if that would be a GPS tracking system. You can buy them really tiny, like the size of this right here, like put them in a shoe, put them in a phone, put them in a... So I say this because these electronic devices, wherever they're being placed, someone is personally setting them in my environment and acting very discreet, like a hidden camera, and they're assaulting me with it. They have this device that's shooting me, shoots like a sonar, whatever it is. The concept of these electronic devices is like a mosquito repellent. You can buy mosquito repellent for 30 years ago. Mosquito repellent for $30, $40, and it's an electronic deliverance of a sonar that shoots into the air that affects a physical tiny mosquito. Now, if that has the ability to affect a mosquito, don't you think there's probably a frequency or something that you can't hear, you can't see, that can affect a human body, a brain, muscle tissue? Most likely. In this day and age, especially. So I want to make this video pleading to anyone that can please help me. I am being tortured beyond anything that you can ever imagine. I'm mentally cannot function at all the way that I used to in clarity, like going to school, starting new careers, starting a new business. Nothing like that. Because in every environment, they have somebody watching me, stalking me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what they do is they get all this information from all these people, from what they did to me and recorded me, and someone set up like a profile and all these recordings of me talking over the phone in my room, whoever I was, my mother, and I don't talk to my biological mother, like whether it's a friend on a phone. They know all my messages that I send on Facebook. They know the minute that I start texting a friend and I start communicating with them, immediately they're dispatching people at the dollar store, they're dispatching people at the Walmart. They either look exactly like them, they engage aggressively at me like it's their homosexual team. So this is a very strict, a very organized, extremely organized team of people that are coming after me and doing this. I'm not kidding you when I say this. Like, the last couple of days, the last probably 3 days, they have been shooting me repeatedly on my kneecaps. And what this does, this electronic device, they do this. And what it does is it shoots a little tiny, like, beam of sonar, and it makes the muscle tissue twitch. It's not just it doesn't do anything to you like to harm you. Not this particular frequency that they're using. However much they turn it up, it just makes your muscle tissue twitch. And it's just to pester you. It's just to pester you. And so what they'll do is they'll repeatedly shoot my knees so that I'm always like, oh, like it puts me down, it puts your brain down, it makes you not being able to look straight and comfortable and certainty of myself. So it downplays the human brain, human being, to make him as crumbling, as pathetic as you possibly fucking can. And this is the intentions of who's shooting them at me. I'm literally doing fucking nothing. I'm laying on this bed watching fucking Extreme Dream Makeovers edition and other makeover homes edition about TV and shit and sports. I'm doing nothing. And they have been shooting me intensely on the back of my tricep, just making it twitch. And they're letting me know how much control. And they start playing these very sick, cynical fucking games. Okay, you see? Did you hear this? Is that door shut? Okay, so that door shut just right now. They have something else that turns on. I don't know what it is, but it's a frequency, and this is one of the weirdest electronic devices that they use. They turn on the electronic device, and anything that falls on the ground or makes like a noise, or the doors close, or somebody throws something like against the wall, that vibration and that amount of whatever it is, frequency, whatever vibration that shoots, is directed at me like it affects me. Like it's not, I know the difference between if I'm in a solid fucking room where there's no electronic devices, because they play cat and mouse with this game. What they'll do is they'll turn it on, and then they'll tell people to go shut and close the doors, or they'll tell them to drop something on the ground, and it throws like an entire like frequency vibration at my body. And it feels like it just, like it's like to punish you, and it hits you. And it's an assault. And the reason they do that is to keep me as their animal and trained like a worthless slave. That is 100% the attention. Because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not saying anything wrong, doing anything bad. I needed to make this video to hopefully reach out to anybody, because if I'm ever murdered, I've had murder attempts that were placed on me. I was raped at 28 years old. Responsible with these electronic devices. I recall very, very vividly that they were shooting some sort of electronic device like I was a puppet as I was talking to this individual. It ended up getting raped by a transgender who had a sex change, and I don't know if this person is now deceased. And now all these homosexuals and transgenders are coming after me in a riot after the death of their transgender fellow god and their fellow member. Not only did the people that shot these electronic devices at me, however they placed them, they never got caught. But now you have a dead body, possibly. If this person is deceased, I don't know if they are, but I've had people yell at me at the fucking Taco Bell and other places saying that this person is deceased. This person is no longer alive. So I wanted to make this video because, and the circumstances that they're doing, there are professional dark psychology individuals that are very mentally sick, that are using this psychology on me, very dark and cynical, and using the electronic devices. So what they'll do is they'll beat me like a little chihuahua inside a cage, and then they'll start applying in their very sick mental ways about I need to die, and accept God the way that they choose. And I don't believe in God the way that Jesus and the way they told me to, so they're going to punish me. I don't behave, so they're always watching me with these cameras and recording me with these recording devices. They have these recording devices placed in the walls and placed in these environments all over the fucking place. It does not take very much. They know I don't have the money for a private investigator. They know the police department doesn't want to get involved, and it takes a huge amount of attention to even get the police department to even want to get involved. As we know, the police department in some cases very lack of wanting to do anything, even in the homicides of a lot of people that have been murdered, and they'll lack the delay of wanting to find the person that did it or wanting to do anything about it. But I think it's important for me to talk about this because I have no way escaping. I have traveled to foreign countries and gone to places where I didn't want to go, and the only reason I went there to see if they would follow me to go to a different country, to see what the life was in a different world and different laws. And I'm telling you that I have been into these foreign countries. When I went to England, in 2019, when I went to Mexico, they were following me on the fucking buses. I swear to God, when I went to Cancun, I jumped on a fucking bus for like $60 to fucking Valladolid. That was like a 4-hour drive. Then I went back to Carmen. Then I went to Carmen, or was it Carmen? No, Playa Carmen, I think it's called. I'm sorry, I just felt him shoot my electronic device into my kneecap doing this. And then, but anyway, I went there, and then I went to Cancun. They were following me all over the fucking places. It was fucking crazy. They knew my face. They knew who I was. It was pure hatred. Anybody that had wanted to do any interaction with me, it was pure hatred. Hate, crime. I want him dead. Let's spit at him. Let's do whatever we can. Throw trash at him. Yeah, get rid of his fucking life. That's all they did. And hope to generate a homicide and murder. So I was when this murder attempt happened to me, and I'm probably gonna have to go and film it again to show you what happened, because there's nothing they keep following me and pestering me about the information. Many years ago, even when I made the police report, the police officer was laughing and smirking. I was literally covered in blood, had fractured ribs for a month, punching me in my face, my throat, punching me in the back of the head, trying to pull my pants down at a cemetery. But they were shooting this electronic device from a far distance, and I remember that very distinctly, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I curled up, to protect my body and head, because they were shooting me with these electronic devices. So the police department is intentionally wanting to have a homicide and a dead body, have me deceased, with it not blaming on any work of their hands or being traced back to them. So they're absolutely not want to do anything. So they're intentionally instigating that to the public, whoever's doing this, because then it gives them more approval and more power to say, I can do whatever you want. I can do anything I want to, and if you don't, I'm going to have you dead, and I'm going to make you suffer, I'm going to make you suffer, I'm going to make you suffer, ha ha, I'm going to keep taking your life away. You're never going to get and talk to another heterosexual girl again. You're not going to have any, it's just gay community, all the faggots, and that's all they do. 100%. And then whatever information that goes, recording devices that they're using, I go to the dollar store, I go to the gas station, and they begin cycling all this information to me in hatred. And I've never met these people. I've never met them. It's the first time I've seen these people at a gas station or at a store before, and they'll know who the fuck I am. And they're so obsessed over me. They're completely obsessed over me, what I'm doing, where I'm going, how they can control me, and the fact that I'm being controlled by someone else, that they have me as their personal slave, like their little sex slave. That I got raped, ha ha ha, we can now we know about your dad and your mom and your monies you were supposed to get, and now we're going to take everything away from you, and they bring up personal things about my deceased father, Raymond Palomo, and his financial money. So then they begin beating me with these electronic devices. So they'll just, throughout the day, every day, every 10 minutes, they're shooting me. So when I go to the store, they do very crazy, sick things. Like, for an example, there's this black guy that's half white, very light complected, over at the dollar store, and he turns up. I know that they turn this electronic device, whatever it is. Remember when I said there's a frequency when you drop something or make a loud noise, it shoots a vibration toward the body, physical body. Well, I go to the cash register to buy some water or buy just a few things. Just had a few things, and the transgender at the front desk looks a little bit like my mother, but like the same body shape. And these transgenders are totally fucking mentally fucked up and have full-blown hatred. Nothing but inside them. When I go, I'm always polite. I don't say anything. I go and pay the cash. The one of the other workers that looks real light complected, that thinks he's sort of this Barack Obama impression, shows up, and he has like a little metal bullet, and it looks like a bullet, like a real, exactly like this size, but it looks like shaped like around like a bullet. And now, as I'm going to the cash register to this transgender, this guy shows up, goes into the cabinet corner of where the person is, and there's hardly anybody there, and hits the fucking bottom of the table, and I feel the vibration, and then gives the fucking weapon, or whatever it is, this bullet-looking thing, to this lady. And the reason they play these crazy psychological games is because I play like War Heroes. It has like a Call of Duty type game. For those of you know, PvP, like first-person shooter games, and it's to play these mental games, very sick games. Like there's no purpose to it other than to torture me and play mentally crazy and like to mentally dement me in any way. I don't know where they place these, what the devices look like. I have no idea what they look like, whether it's a large machine, whether it's very expensive, whether it's homemade. I don't know if they buy it from foreign countries. I don't know if it's legally being able to purchase. But this electronic device, what it does is it just makes the muscle tissue twitch. One of the frequencies they use the most is they use the three most that they have used is one that shudders my body when there's a vibration. Someone closes a door, someone drops an item, someone hits the wall or something like that. It shoots like a taser, like kind of like a jolt, like a taser. The other electronic device that they use, frequency, it shoots into the muscle tissue. They just do this, and it makes the muscle tissue twitch. So, to a person that you just want to torture, this is what they're doing. This is by UT Southwestern Medical Center. So they'll just do this. Just keep torturing them, and all I'm doing is saying, stop, no. Just shoot him a little bit. Okay, now shoot him in the kneecap. Shoot him in the kneecap. Shoot him in the kneecap. Okay, now shoot him here. He needs to be trained like a dog. Shoot him again. Shoot him again. And that's all they're fucking doing. Everything from shooting into, like, even at the bottom beneath my eye. And so everything that I'm doing right now on my computer, it is completely being second-handedly watched on a separate screen. I had someone directly tell me this at one of my job sites. They directly told me this. They told me that somebody was hacking into my computer and my phone and told me, but this is what they said with my phone. They said that everything you're doing on your phone, I can see what you're doing on my computer screen. Someone is hacking into your computer. I promise you, I swear to God, this is what somebody was telling me. I was working for a records clerk in Richardson, and I was dealing with all these filing folders and criminal records and organizing them. And it was just a temporary service job. And when I got there, the individual that told me says everything you're doing on your phone, somebody is hacking into your phone and then giving that information to a bunch of people. So this pervert and this pedophile knows, not only has a full diagram about my life and personal life and wants to make has been making a huge vendetta personally against me and my immediate father who's deceased, my biological father Hector, my sister Michaela, myself, and my biological mother and her twins, but they take it to their full advantage. This is a full hatred movement against me. These people are so violent and disgusting. What they have, in my opinion, in an afterlife, if you ever think that you're going to get away by killing and making somebody suffer the way that they did to me, you are going to have something horrific or bad, very regretting on your deathbed. You're ending afterlife. You cannot torture. If a God exists of any kind, you don't suffer and do this to a human being thinking that you're just going to get away with what you took away, and you took my life. And I can't go to the gym. I used to love working out. I can't go to the fucking bathroom normally. They literally, on a touch of a button, they shoot an electronic device and it starts making me shit. They shit. I have to have a bowel movement when this person that's turning on this electronic device, when they say so. That's every morning. They're paying somebody to wake up in the morning at a job site, on their phone, at their house, wherever it is that they're hidden. They're paying them and they're saying, train him like a dog, keep him like a dog. He doesn't get to live life anymore. Period. They almost had me digging in trash cans for food. These people were shooting me with electronic devices. Every phone call that I'm making on my phone as well is being rerouted. I called the crisis line I have a world record calling the crisis line, because between the ages of about 30 to 35, I called the crisis line up to 3 times, even 4 times every single day. Every single fucking day. I was in Alaska. I was in Seattle, Washington for 9 months, homeless, living under the bridge. I was in Denver, Colorado, sleeping on the streets, sleeping next to trash cans. the list goes on. And every time I call, these phones are being rerouted. I've had people threaten me that they were going to have a homicide, people laughing at me, literally over the phone, telling me I was going to die. And I was going to die of cancer, and they were going to make sure I was going to die alone and suffering, and they were going to make sure they were going to use my biological mother and her twins to retaliate against me in a personal note. But until they sacrifice me and have me killed, I'm not allowed to live in this world. I'm not allowed to have a job. I'm not allowed to live any kind of normal life. I'm not allowed to have any communication with anyone. So every person that comes around in my work environment or I live with has a direct retaliation against me. Doesn't matter what I say. Doesn't matter how nice I am. Doesn't matter if I just want to start a normal conversation. Is when they look at me like I'm looking at living in this home, they're thinking, I want to put cyanide and feces in your food when you're not looking. I don't care about your life. They worship the devil. They worship evil, darkness. They don't worship anything that's holy and light and loving and kind, and a future for human beings or an afterlife of what exists. Now you can believe in afterlife if you want to or not. I could be very wrong. I could be wrong about it. I believe in God, but it's not to say that there wasn't, because so many of us are dying and getting diseases and suffering. Literally dying of cancer and terminal and whatnot. It's not to say maybe they're just going to get away with it, but in my gamble of it, you can't torture and take someone's life and think you're not going to pay for it in an afterlife, or if you have to come back into this life again. And that's not to scare the person, because I think that applies to me, applies to everybody. It's not to say I was wrong and you just get away with what the fuck you want. Take someone's life out of pure hatred, suffering in a cage the way that they've done to me, tracking me down, shooting me with these electronic devices for over a decade. I would not be traveling around the world in any way. My disability, living on the streets, I would not be traveling like this if it wasn't for these electronic devices. I would like to have a normal job, 8 to 5, part-time job, live in an apartment, go to school. That's what I would be doing. These electronic devices have prevented me from going to school, studying. It is horrendous. I've been working on my GED for almost 18 months now, and I've gotten nowhere but past 3 of the tests. I still have 1 math test to pass until I find it. People go to the GED and try for it, really genuinely try, and they earn it in like 3 or 4 months at most. It's been 18 months, 16 to 18 months now, and now I'm not going to be able to complete it until probably January or February. I'll be 42 years old. That goes to show you how much effort. So they're just toying with me. The people that are shooting these electronic devices, they know they have the control over me. They know that what it's doing to me mentally as a person is to downplay me as much as they can. Even as I'm having this conversation video, what they'll do is they'll just shoot an electronic, and it makes your muscle tissue twitch. And it's just that's what you do. I told you what you're going to do. Like a whiplash, like a slave whip. Like the ones they use like on slaves, and they whip that out and whip your ass and your fucking back. That's exactly what it's what it's doing to me. I kid you not. I promise to God, I have been in one work environment that this has happened to at Advanced Graphics, and this guy, this racist guy, I'm not kidding you. He brought a horse whip, and he was behaving like I was his slave, and they were shooting me with these electronic devices. I swear, I promise to God, he did this, and I couldn't believe. I mean, it was the most racist. If you could not just start yelling out racial slurs to someone that you didn't like for no fucking reason. No, this individual brought a horsewhip at the job site to declare his white supremacy. I swear to God, this is what this guy did. He had a horse, like a fucking horsewhip, like a slave fucking whip, and he brought it, and he was enjoying laughing about it. So and they were shooting the electronic devices and tracking it in. So I want to make this video because hopefully he's going to reach out to saying, but it's worth me making a video, because if I end up dead with a massive stroke, there won't be anything left. These people will laugh. There's people that die and deceased all the time. This device is responsible for my death and murder. The people that installed it. The mental harshness, because when you don't want to talk to somebody that's mentally ill, every time I have to project something and tell you, oh, it's just so mentally, it's like, oh, Hector's crazy. No, I'm not. I'm perfectly mentally healthy, very healthy. In fact, more than all these people. It is because the paranoia of like what I have to do in order for them to punish me, because the police and people come at me and they want to take slave control. That's all it is. And it's just no one, since nobody can shoot you again, shoot you again, shoot you again, shoot you. And so what they'll do is they'll shoot my arm, right? When you get like before I go to the doctor, they'll shoot my arm right here. And they'll start doing this. And it'll just twitch because I'm going to go get my blood work done. And they'll start doing this because they have my listings of emails, my schedule, my notepads. They can see everything I do on my phones. When I go to the doctor, when I put my notes, what time I go, or if I'm going to go pick up, say, if I go pick up 10 bottles of toothpaste, and I put that on my phone, what they'll do is they'll start doing this. And they'll start just shooting my mouth and jaw. And it's to play this sick mental game. Like there's no connection to it other than just to pester me. That I control you mentally, I can do whatever I want to you, and no one's going to ever punish me and stop me. And I got away with what I did take away from your life. And that is the mentality of the individual that is strictly installing the electronic devices. I promise to God, Michaela, if you can please watch this video, they're following me across the fucking country. I have been in I was in Seattle, Washington, met this person. This person flew all the way to Barrie, Vermont 3 years ago to stalk me. I went to St. Albans, Vermont. Just got back from my apartment that I had to vacate because the electronic devices were beating the shit out of me. Do you know what happened? Do you really know what happened? They were shooting these electronic devices so violently inside the apartment that I couldn't live in there. Because they were watching me just torture me as I would walk to the bathroom and I would walk to the kitchen and as I would open the fridge as I'm about to do something. As I'm working on projects, when there's an item that they don't want me to put on there, they'll make the muscle tissue twitch, or they'll shoot some sort of a electronic device and they'll just keep it there, and you start to feel a lot of pain, like it starts hurting, and I'm like, fuck. Like just right now that I'm talking to you, they just shot my kneecap right here, and I felt to do this, and it just starts twitching. And so it is to control me mentally, obedient to their slave. They know the police department doesn't work. I just went to the police department last night, real late at night, like at 12 or 1 o'clock, just walking by, and there's a police officer I talked to. He's a full-blown homosexual and knows about, and was completely playing me stupid and just completely walked away and ignored me. Knowing the way that we had this discussion was, I told him that I've had people attack me, and I said I'm being chased down. And he said, you just tell me when you're ready to make a report. Yeah, you just tell me when you're ready to make a report. And he just mumbles off and walks away. Like, fuck you, go die, you piece of shit. This person they're all working in a team with these transgenders and homosexuals. They're not real police. There's very few in existence real police officers. So, I want to make this video. You're going to have to hire a private investigator. You're going to have to hire some sort of undercover to track down and find these frequencies, and it takes a fortune of amount of money to find out who's doing these electronic devices. There's devices out there that can track them down. There's equipment that you can figure out where the walls are. Look, right now, as somebody just dropped a fucking item and they just turned down the frequency, I just felt them shoot me in my heart, like in my center of my chest. And it's just a little trouble. I just tell you what to do, you see? I just tell you what to fucking do. I can control you like a fucking slave, huh? You see, piece of shit? And that's all they're fucking doing. Just like a fucking animal. Just exactly like a fucking dog and animal is how they want to do to me. And it's the people here, the people upstairs, the people down the street. They'll tell them, say, okay, go over here and throw this on the ground. I'll go to my next residence on Craigslist or Facebook. I go to the next one. They tell them, don't worry about it. Just throw this against the ground and it'll discipline you. So a total stranger I've never met will continue assaulting me, knowing that they're not directly maybe involved, but they know who's doing it and the electronic devices involved. And they'll tell them to open the door, closes doors. They'll tell them to drop items, so it assaults me. And when I call the police, I've done this so many times, they say, you want to go to the mental hospital? Oh, are you crazy? Oh, do you need to take any medication? How long has this been happening? Oh, and they'll just start playing me stupid the entire time I'm having a conversation. Entirely just like I'm some stupid ass. And like you can tell their expressions and the look in their eyes, they don't care anything about life. Look, he just hit the wall again. I don't know if you heard that on camera. I just felt a little jolt. So this weapon right now is just doing this. And aiming, and he'll tell him to hit the fucking walls and it assault me. When I call the police will not help me. They are using the laws against me as much as it can, as much as the doctors are. The doctors are trying to put... I've been on medication, which is aripiprazole. It's supposed to be for depression. Only 5 milligrams. And I've been wanting to get off this medication. I've gone to, like, I'm not joking, at least 10 doctors and asked them, I want to get off this medication. And every fucking time they don't want to put me on the medication, and they're working as a team as homosexuals and transgenders, because they know that whenever a police officer questions you and you take medication, oh, you're just crazy, you just take medication, and it's a liability. It's a, I don't know how you say it, whether it's a liability or like it's a persecution, and it's a foul thing to put on you, because then the police officers can use that on you in any circumstance you try. Because if people think you're crazy, nobody wants to deal with you. And the people that want to torture and rape you, they continue to do that, just like they did to my brother Frankie. These people know all the details about Frankie being raped, how many people raped him and are persecuting me. And the person that raped Frankie has only been treasured as a hero upon me. Currently, just 2 weeks ago, I was at the gas station. They're supporting Miguel Riviera, who raped viciously Frankie and was punching my brother at 6 or 7 years. My brother was 7 years old. I was 5. I was 4 years old. My brother was 7 years old, being punched by a 250-pound rapist, claiming he's a Christian and is transgender white. And they're harassing me and finding anybody that looks like these people, immediately feel sorry and try to display them as heroes in front of my face, in front of my environment, giving them my GPS location. And any place that I live, they continue to feel sorry for this guy. And they're just, gay community, transgender. They don't care about logical explanation or anything. Remember the electronic devices and police officers, that's all they're doing. And they love pain. They're like demons in real life, dark spirits. Spirits, you know how like demons in the world, that there's dark spirits? They're like, for for a minimal explanation of this, it's like a pitchfork. All the little demons run around just throwing a little pitchfork at you just to make you suffer, make you burn around the fire. That's exactly what they're doing. 100%. That's exactly what they're fucking doing. They don't say nothing nice. They don't have the intention, the connection, everything is dark and negative. Everything. It is nothing like you're a human being. Somebody shouldn't be beating the fuck out of you. Somebody shouldn't be shooting these electronic devices. It's never that. I've walked in the coffee shops, and I'm in Lawrence, Kansas. I swear to God, I went there several times, and guys were yelling out white power to me. I promise to God. I walked in there, and they were yelling out, white power, yeah, that's fucking white power. And I was fucking sitting on a fucking chair near a fireplace bothering nobody. I swear to God, this is what they were doing. And somebody was shooting the electronic devices and chasing me down, and the guy was yelling out white power, like loud in front of a lot of other people that were there. And they were all grouping up white power, like Ku Klux Klan type shit to me. I swear to God, this is what they were fucking doing. Like, right then and there, screaming out white power. And this guy was gay. Like, I'm almost pretty sure this guy was a homosexual. He was. So, I want to say I don't know where these electronic devices, where they hide them. I don't know, because everything that I do on my accounts, Facebook, Instagram, eBay, Amazon, any Etsy.com, all the apps that I make purchases from to buy my model projects, or when I look on Amazon, they are hacking into my accounts. And what I do is I have everything saved on my Amazon to find out exactly what I'm doing, what I'm going to purchase when I make my next move or whatever project. So I have them all saved. There's usually like maybe 15 or 25 different items. And I have, when you go to Amazon app, you can save them for later. You put it on your cart. Well, they know exactly what I'm going to buy next. They know my history of buying everything, and they have that hacked into it also on eBay. So when they know I'm going to buy like a certain item, like I didn't tell anybody this. I was going to buy 3D glasses with camera lens so I could show you and put it on YouTube, and I can put it on my Instagram and Facebook to show everybody the world of how I'm living, and there's no heterosexual females at all. They've all been extracted from. So to show you, there have all the grocery stores, all the stores I'm walking into, there's nothing but transgenders. They've all heterosexual females have disappeared. This is a real life nightmare. This is real life doomsday that I have been living. I have lost the ability to even remember what a real heterosexual female looks like, because there's only transgenders. They don't even behave close to what females behave like. Females do not behave this way. There is something else fucked up with them, hatred that's boiled out. Very disgusting. But they've extracted all of them. So I can show you on camera the hatred, their faces, their expressions, and it'll probably be it's going to be less violent because you won't, obviously they know I'm wearing a camera and glasses. They're not going to want to do the things they would probably normally want to fucking do. But it'll give an idea of the world that I live in before I die, before how I was treated and how I'm having to live. I would not be traveling. I would be going to school, get a girlfriend, have a normal job. I would not be going to the entertainment world. The only reason I'm going to anything, to entertainment world, posting anything I can, or going to Disneyland in front of 10,000 fucking people trying to get the attention, dressing in fucking rainbow, fucking faggot outfits, was to try to get the attention about everything that's going on in countries. The police officers, when I get to other countries, they know exactly who I am because they're in other countries as well. It's just hatred. I don't know how to explain it. If you find enough people and continue to do this, you're going to find someone that's willing to put chlorine and poison and come up with a poison ingredient to put in my food. And just put a little portion. Just put a little bit of portion and nobody will find out. And then you'll kill Hector. Yeah, you'll kill me. That's what you're going to do. The liver will fail, and then you can just say it's a bone marrow transplant in age. No, then the kidneys will get damaged, and the skin will start fucking up and deteriorate, and you can just say it's stress. Then pile up with something, shoot an electronic device to clean that up. And so you're going to find people that will do that. And so the people that are shooting electronic devices, they don't want to do it. They're not doing anything but to make me suffer. They're doing this from a remote location. Someone is watching where I'm walking in a room right now, whether I lay down, whether I open my phone playing a video game, everything you can imagine. Everything. So I want to make this video because they're talking about the deaths of very close people around me. My sister who died, Robert Zarate. I even had a friend that was murdered. This is many years ago for those that don't know. I was 19 years old and I had a close friend of mine that was kidnapped. He was beaten by 10 individuals that tricked him to go to a party. And this has happened a long time ago. And they caught the individual that did this. They beat his ass, kidnapped him, tied him up. They put him in the back of a trunk of a fucking car, okay? They put him in the back of a trunk of a fucking car. And this was a very close friend of mine who was the most non-criminal person you could ever imagine. He just got caught up with the most wrong person. I'm telling you, this guy did not fit any description of a notorious violent person at all. They tricked him and they set him up. They tied him up and they put him in the back trunk of a car. They drove him all the way to the forest and deep desert area. They made him get down on his knees and they put a bag over his head. So when he got out of the trunk, he didn't know where he was. It was a long drive. It was like a 5-hour, 6-hour drive. They made him get out of the car and get on his knees. When he got on his knees, the guys, there was 3 of them. After the 10 that beat him up, 3 of them threw him in the car, went in the car with him. While him in the back truck, in the back trunk of the car. And he got on his knees and they shot him in the back of the head and killed him. He was found dead somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks. His body was decomposing. His body was filled with maggots and decomposing when they found him. And this is what I was told directly from a family member and from another person that told me. And they found out that he was somebody within inner circle of the family. Not inner circle, but it was someone that was associated from a distant circle of a family member, like a friend of a friend of a friend or something like that. But they killed him, and it took them like over a year or two before they found out who actually did it, and he was executed. So I want to make this video because I think it's important, and you know, these people don't have their own lives. If these people had dreams and these people had their own goals and ambitions, or wanted to go to school, do something with their life, or thought something with God, they would not be focused on me. They would be focused on going to school, get a brand new house, save up to buy a brand new house, do something good to the world. All they do is focus on me and what's going on in my personal life, to where my dad's money's going to go, who, for those that don't know, and so all these personal information that they use on me, they control me by listening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and when they don't like something that I say about that I should have got my dad's money, and who stole the money, and they threw my dad in a nursing, I am a fucking angel. I was an angel to my father that died, Raymond Palomo. If they don't like something I say, they press an electronic device and make me shit and go to the bathroom to discipline me about the subject. And then they'll tell somebody to come threaten me about who owns a dead body and who his representative is. I knew his character. My father used to say the word faggot all the time. And I can tell you this, he wouldn't like any of these motherfuckers. That's for goddamn sure. And thinking that just because you think you're a faggot, he doesn't want you representing him. He wanted me. So, anyway, but they use these electronic devices to rewire the personal information and how I believe them, specifically religion as well. They're using Christianity and Jesus to beat the fuck out of me. Like, for an example, they'll beat the fuck out of me with electronic device, and they'll hit the fucking crucifix that's on the fucking wall, and then shoot me in my fucking head with the electronic device that feels like somebody's putting a hot needle, like burning me or making a muscle tissue twitch. Like, they'll shoot the electronic device on the fucking wall, and then they'll shoot my chest. So they'll shoot the wall where the electronic device is, they'll shoot, like there could be a crucifix there, and they'll shoot the electronic device with the crucifix to put my attention on there, and then they'll shoot my chest and make my center of my heart throb. And it's you do what I tell you to do. Look, they just did it again. Now this piece of shit upstairs is dropping items as it's electrocuting me. And this is all they're fucking doing. About 10 seconds ago, I just felt somebody now shoot me twitching. And all they're doing is this: do what I tell you to do, do what I tell you to do, do what I tell you to do. And that's all they're playing is slave owner. I'm not allowed to live any normal life, and it's because these electronic devices. Please continue to watch my videos. Please continue to watch this album where I'm going to be placing this and what they're doing to me. I am desperate for anyone that can help me. Private investigators. I highly doubt any law enforcement is ever going to want to do anything. I have gone to the FBI investigation center. I have gone there at least three separate occasions trying to report that I'm being tracked down. They're tapping my phone. When I'm calling eBay, when I'm calling Amazon, when I'm calling, the same phone person is picking up the phone. When I call PayPal, they're picking up the phone. And it's the same people for like 4 or 5 different companies I'm calling. I swear to God. Calling PayPal, Amazon, and I'm asking questions about an order, and it's the same, it's like a Filipino, half Asian, transgender person that's over the phone, making an impersonation voice over the phone, and it's been taunting me death wishes repeatedly and laughing over the phone, and pestering me to drive me fucking crazy. They have continually fucked up my accounts before. Right now, I just had this Filipino, Asian, fucking transgender that keeps harassing me over the phone. Has continued, that's picking up the phone every time I call eBay or Amazon or PayPal, has continued to do this for over 11 years. It's following me and stopping me. For 11 years, this person has been, since I was 28 to 29 years old, this person has been doing this to me. And I remember hearing them the first time when I was about 28, 29 years old. And they've repeatedly been stalking me and following me for a very long time when I make phone calls. So this person is extremely obsessed with me and wanting to take ownership and control. I don't know if you've ever looked up psychological illnesses where perpetrators, what their psychological mental state is, that they get fixated about what they don't have and what they want, and the addiction of what they do to what they do to their victims, and it's just the fear and terror that they do is what they get addicted to. They enjoy the suffering, and this person has picked up the phone for PayPal, Amazon, eBay. This person has wished me death, laughing, taunting, like when you go to hospice and watch somebody die of cancer, they start making noises over the phone, like you're gonna die in the process of dying over. So this person is the intent of murder, and I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you the best truth that I can tell you. This is happening everywhere I go. They're telling as many people as information as they can. Every phone call I make to the crisis line, every phone call, I always live every day, and they tap my phone, and they have these inserting sounds they put. So when they're listening to my conversation and they don't like something, they have something like this that's going on my computer, on my phone, and they'll turn up a volume so it sounds like a lot of treble, or they'll throw in a large dings, very high-pitched dings, like very painful, sharp sounds into the conversation of the phone that I'm having with the person to assault me. And the person can't hear them on their end. I can only hear it on my speaker that's coming out. The reason they do that is because they don't want the person to know that I'm talking to what's really happening to me, because they confine me with even more control. So I'm saying this because I am 42 years old. There are a lot of tragedies and things that are happening. These people are out for blood. They feel no empathy. They feel no tears. They feel joy and glad for death and suffering. And that's what they thrive and enjoy on. There's nothing good. You do not do anything about what these people do to me. I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you just heard this on the phone. I just heard this on the camera. They just hit the fucking ceiling again, and it shoots into my body, and it's a frequency that shoots into my body. And I think it's important to say, because when you're trying to have a conversation onto a camera like this and you're trying to elaborate as best as you can, you can't. You end up changing your story or altercating the few words, being as directive, as elaborate as you can. And that's why. This person is one of the most disgusting. This person is like practicing voodoo. I swear to God, they're like practicing witchcraft. When I go throwing shit on the fucking ground, this person I think is into witchcraft, like devil worship shit. You know how people do voodoo in like those foreign African countries and shit, where they make dolls and shit. I think this is what this person, they're behaving and acting like. They do voodoo and black magic. But I'm going to say this because this person, they'll get the electronic devices, and then they'll say, here, just start throwing items all over the floor, because they may not know what this electronic device looks like. And if you were to ever approach them, the police officers, well, what is this electronic device? The police will not start an investigation, and it costs unless it's a murder, horrific murder, mass murder, or some shit. It's the only reason probably they would do an investigation, bring out their detective briefcases and do an investigation to find out who's installing these electronic devices to do free assaults. Because once they prove, I'm telling you, how many other people are they using this on? How many other people could you go to a boxing match, an MMA fight, watching a girl talk, watching a guy talk, a teacher, and they're shooting the electronic devices at them? How many times do you think that nobody knows about? You want somebody to get murdered and killed? Shoot them while they're driving. Shoot them in the electronic devices in their crotch, in their feet, in their ass, or their rectums while they're about to get to cross a red light, when they're crossing the street, with their car, where they're passing by a specific location they always pass by, and you commit a murder in a car wreck. You damage your car. You harm them in such horrific ways. Oh, you didn't do anything. You were just being a faggot. You were just being gay. This is a gay community. They could be freely committing free murders, doing this to other people. people that don't even deserve it. So, like myself. So I want to make this video. I don't know who placed it. I don't know what they look like, but it's a frequency that shoots like waves, like at you, like a weapon, like a frequency. Another one that somehow it collects like a reflective sound, like I'm trying to think of an electronic device that does this and delivers it. Like it takes in the fucking sound of whatever vibration it sends, and then it directs it at its object. And that's exactly what they do. And they can control the frequency and target of the area. So if they wanted to shutter my whole body, they'll turn it up really, really high. And I'm telling you, when they do this and they open and close the doors, they'll slam and throw things on the ground. It shudders the body when they turn it up real loud. And afterwards it happens, I'm doing this. I'm shaking. I can feel the bones in my fucking body, like nerves, like shaking because the violent blow that they're shooting the electrical volt at me, like it's like a fucking taser. I have no idea what this electronic device, how it does this, but it's an electronic device because what they'll do is they'll do that, they'll turn it off, and then they'll tell somebody to open and close the doors. So for some reason, they're letting me know that they can turn it off and they can turn it on. And they can tell me what to do, what I can and cannot do. And they start training me like a fucking slave. And I can't ever get away with it. So I think it's important. I don't know who is paying these people, but it is only coming from the gay community and transgenders. And they've cultivated a huge hatred movement against me. I'm walking into airports. There are 500 or 600 fucking people at a fucking airport that know who I am. It is one of the craziest fucking things to walk into a fucking airport. There's 500 or 600 people there. There's 400 fucking people, like a huge airport. Even up to 1,000. And these people know who the fuck I am. There's like crowds of them that are just, like people just looking at me like, that's the enemy. Like, oh yeah, he's ruining the gays. You know how we get affected because we're fucking fags and we feel sorry for rapists Miguel and Diana. He can fuck rape Frankie whenever he wants to, and we feel gay, and gay is the way that goes, and you don't know our pain. Mentally fucking sick. And I'm telling you, they're in full-blown war against me to save Miguel. Here I go again. They just shot me in my kneecap. And they just do this because it does something to the brain. So I don't know who's responsible. You're going to have to hire an undercover. You're going to have to hire an investigator, purchase equipment if it's ever going to, because I will never get this freedom. The police officers are entirely not wanting to do anything. And since they have me submitted so awfully on my phone and tracking me down, they know every email. They have my passwords. They have my passwords from my Facebook. They have my passwords, professional hackers into Instagram, all my accounts. So what they do is they can know exactly what I'm talking to, what I'm going to do. They have somebody sitting at a desk 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in their house looking at me through the camera. Okay, Hector's going to go to the bathroom and look, see what he's going to do on his phone. Let's see, he's going to go to the grocery store, pick up a couple packets of cheese and ham and some yogurt. Okay, call, hey faggots, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to go pick up yogurt. I need you to stand in front of him and then tell him something about Miguel, how he can rape Frankie, because that's just the way it is, you know. And don't worry, we'll shoot, as soon as you start coughing, we'll shoot an electronic device, and then we'll make him shit. As soon as he picks up yogurt. Okay, I'll go get him. And I'll go to the fucking grocery store, and there will be somebody standing in the front of the yogurt area, and then they'll make me want to shit, and I can feel something like, what the fuck? Or they'll slam a fucking door, and I can feel an electric shock throw into my body. So I want to say this. It is a war. There's no freedom. This is going to happen until I die. I don't ever see this. The lawyers, they are not going to allow me to safely go to a lawyer in any way. And it costs a lot of fucking money. I've had lawyers pocket my money. I've gone to lawyers, paid them $150 to sit down with them, and didn't find out that they were gay afterwards. This is like in my late 20s. Completely blew me off. I mean, was literally like laughing to my face. And full-blown gay pride. I mean, this guy didn't look gay at all, and as soon as I said something about faggots, I called police officers on the fucking phone. And many years years ago when I was like in my late 20s, and the second I was telling them, the police officer acted like a police officer. And then as soon as he said, "Who's doing this to you? Who are you telling me? Who's shooting? Who's doing this to you? Tracking you down?" I said, "It's the gay community. It's a transgender and gay community. Someone is navigating a huge network within them, and is working with Hollywood. A lot of the entire gay community controls everything over there, and is dispatching them and paying them to come after me, and they're not going to stop." And as soon as I said homosexuals, this guy was like, yeah, okay, I'll look into it." It was he wasn't even a police officer anymore. He was just completely didn't care, didn't give a shit. So I want to make this video because I'm not going to make a whole lot more videos about talking to electronic devices. But whatever it is, they're hiding them. They're giving them, putting them in the environment, and they're very discreet to what these devices look like, where they're buying them from, who's actually pressing the button, where is it being controlled remotely, who actually is getting a remote to then shoot the electronic device. Like, okay, Hector's right here, and just press this electronic device every time you want to punish him. So they'll give this electronic device to the person upstairs, they'll turn it on, and then they'll do this. And as soon as they do that, boom, I feel that electronic device. So not only that this person doesn't want to hide the electronic device, but they're assaulting me. And it's impossible to prove. I'll leave here. I'm on a contract. I call the owner and say, "I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm being assaulted." "You can't leave, or else I'm going to keep your deposit." Now they have me hold hostage to steal my money. They've stole tens of thousands of dollars from me of what this has cost me. Buying new phones, changing my phone numbers, changing residence, people stealing my deposits. When I was in Hawaii, I had somebody, the reason I was homeless because somebody stole $600 from me. I moved somewhere else, somebody would steal my deposit. I moved somewhere else, I have to give them $50 to clean up the fucking room and they'll steal it. When I was in Dallas living in Dallas, Texas, recently, where my mom's identical twin I was visiting, when I was there, I gave this person a fucking $200 deposit and they stole $100 from me, claiming that they had to do cleaning. Their room was spotless clean and exactly the way that I found it, if not more cleaner. And this person stole $100 from me, saying, "I have to make it clean," and they can do whatever they want. They can steal my money. Stole $100 from me, and I can't do anything about it. And they're beating me with electronic devices. Then begin to tell me things directly about my mother. This happened. The times that I have to keep getting on a bus to go to a phone, spend money on a train, spend money on a bus, spend money to have to go out to eat while I'm on the road. Tens of thousands of dollars that this is stolen from me. Only stolen from me. Only stolen and taken from me. It's all it ever did. And they keep doing it because they're never going to get caught. So it's going to take a celebrity. It's going to take somebody, a multimillionaire. I have already been told. See, I just felt them. I just felt them shoot the side of my fucking leg right here. Look, I don't know if you... I just feel... They'll shoot the twitching and it just twitch. And it's to say, yeah, I could rape you. I could do whatever the fuck I want. Rape them. Shoot them. And they'll just keep doing that. I have been told from several residents now, couple of my work environments, and a couple of the residents that I lived at, and the way, stop shooting me! I just felt them shoot the back of my tricep, and it's just to pester me, it's just to control me. And they told me that it's a multi-millionaire that's involved. Several multi-millionaires. I have done nothing but this last several years only check out interviews. Paris Hilton, all the interviews you can imagine, all the celebrities, every single top celebrity you can imagine. All I do is watch their interviews on several different talk shows or Dateline interviews or whoever's doing their interviews and their videos that it's about them. They all know about it. All of them know I met Michael Jackson. All of them know about what's happening. I'm being tracked down. This is a war against me versus the gay community. It is There's hundreds of millions of fucking dollars that people have to come at me. I don't even have to buy a loaf of bread at this very moment because I've had my money stolen from me from buying my fucking Expedia flight ticket to Dallas and canceled it, and now going to Portland, Oregon. It's November 4th, 2025 when I'll be going there, and that's in about a week from now. And the person that has now stolen my money, I have to file a dispute. And I'm telling you, I'm just going back and forth. I've called eBay. I mean, I've called PayPal, and I've called PayPal and Expedia 5 or 6 times on each company, going back and forth. Where's my money? The person that's harassing me keeps telling me lies and falsely and just toying with me, enjoying the suffering. You can steal my money when they want and sabotaging me. And so I had to file the dispute, prove it. Now I have to take a snapshot and I send it to them. I call again, the person's just playing me stupid over the phone. Like, just stupid. So I want to make this video, hopefully it reaches out to the right people. Pray to God, they are not going to allow me to live. This will be the last days of my life using these electronic devices. Whether it's a sudden heart attack, stroke, or brain aneurysm that kills me, they're going to make sure I don't live a normal life. I don't get to live in any freedom anywhere. And if I try to go to a different country, they're hiring people to come after me like they did in Poland. When I got to Iceland and I skipped a flight and got there. When I went to Mexico and went to 3 different cities. They know that if I go to dangerous territories like Mexico City where there's cartels, or if I go to Juarez, deep into the southwest of Mexico where there's massive murders and killings, if I go to those types of areas, they'll look for the type of people that will try to kill me when I get there. If I go to Jamaica or I go to South Africa, they'll track me down. I've already had people at temp agencies when I went there recently that were telling me that the reason I'm being stalked and followed is because they're controlling me, making sure I don't get in trouble. I don't need you to supervise me or tell me what the fuck I cannot do. You have no right to be doing this and sending your personal police officers against me. These are personal law enforcement that do not have any law against me at any legal matter. They made up their own minds that I can control you, do what I want, and I can get away because somebody's paying them. Someone is paying their flight tickets to follow me. Someone is paying their tickets to follow me in hotels. They're paying them to stalk me 24 hours a day and retaliate. I'm walking across a parking lot to go to a restaurant. They're fucking know when I get there. Fucking trying to hit me with their fucking cars. I swear to fucking God. I mean, it's... And those have these electronic devices, depending on how much advance time I get to a certain mall, restaurant, or if I just go there randomly. If I go to a place randomly and they don't even know, within 5 or 10 minutes somebody will show up. And it'll take a little bit of time before they GPS locate me and set up the electronic devices, but they're not physically visible. You cannot see them physically. The vibrations, it's so that you can't detect. It takes professional equipment to be able to detect what these devices are. So I think it's important because I want to say, because if I ever end up in a nursing home, they're going to torture me and use transgenders around me the entire goddamn time. I only want heterosexual females to take care of me, only heterosexual. And definitely probably not even black women, because they're fucking disgusting as what has been going on with the retaliation of Barack Obama, and that's exactly why against him, because he was basically chewing with his mouth open and showing me his fucking digestive fucking disgusting chewed up food in his mouth and laughing at me with his fucking wife. So all the blacks are against me. But I know that they're going to send every transgender to do the most disgusting, horrific things if I end up with the aneurysm or brain damage in a nursing home for 10 years, 15 years. They're going to make me suffer. I don't want that to happen. But they're not going to allow me to live. I will die this way. They will, unless there's a professional law with a law and a judge and a lawyer that puts a stop to this. It's never going to stop. It never will, because I have no money and I don't know my legal rights, and they are continuing to do that because they have so much power. This is all because the the targeting of the gay and transgender community doing this directly at. Not every single person is the same. Some of them will snitch out. Some of them will say, hey, I don't think you punching and raping a little kid is a good thing. I'm not going to feel sorry for you when they had their other gay friend who went to prison for 20 years for stealing a fucking car. All the transgenders are feeling sorry for Diana for slapping my mother and how she was playing her stupid the whole fucking time. So was this black transgender upstairs just feeling sorry for Diana. So I just now got done saying this. They just shot me several times in the back of my tricep. Yeah, you want to try that? Tricep? So they start training me. I don't know if this makes sense, but hopefully it makes sense that they're shooting different parts of my body to do this to me. So please find out what frequencies, devices, sonars, GPS, hidden tracking devices. They're never going to stop until I'm dead and develop cancer. And all they're doing is wishing me death and stealing my money, sabotaging my food, with no respect. There are very few people that I have come across that have acknowledged that I was even had a name and a person. They're just a very personal note. And for those people that did do that, very few homosexuals, flamboyant or whoever it was, some other homosexuals show up for faggot or transgender and will punish them for not wanting to retaliate against me in a negative and dark way. And I've seen that happen before. I swear to God, I've seen that happen before. And they're doing that with many of my friends that I grew up with are homosexuals. I've already been now told friends are going to be throwing away all the gifts that I sent them. And the owner of this house, the two people that live in this house were playing in on this, telling me, yeah, okay, I don't want your trash here, put it over there. So they're contacting now Joe, or another friend of mine down in Portland, Oregon. They're contacting friends in Dallas, anyone who I sent a gift to throw away and not have any possessions and give them, I gave them as a gift. Because the more people and friends and people that I get away from, the more they can commit a harm and tactical. So when they kill me and they get rid of me, they get away with it. They close the casket and it's just a worthless dead body. These people do not believe in God. You have a very hard, very awful thing to do that to a human being, to make me suffer. I am not allowed to go to the gym and work out. I used to love going to the gym and keeping myself healthy because of these electronic devices. You physically cannot go to the fucking gym and go work out and run because when they deplete and want a toy with this electronic device and keep making me shit horrifically, you physically cannot get up and lift weights. You physically can't. Like you're like this. I'm like, like fucking gutting me out like a fucking animal. Like I leaning over like this, like fucking gutted out nasty. Like, and I physically can't. Physically, I can't. I couldn't lift weights. I couldn't go play soccer. I couldn't go jogging. You know, they monitor everything I do. I lift weights. Shit yourself. Decay his body. Decay his fucking body. You know, you start decaying me more. So I don't start brushing my teeth. I start getting weary and tired and don't brush my teeth every single day or twice a day like I used to. You start not wanting to wash your clothes every day, but every maybe 3 days. You only take a shower maybe 4 days, once a week instead of once every day or once every couple days. It's not that. They make sure they devour so that, look, I killed you. You don't get to live in this world anymore because I get to say what you get in this world. And it's directly someone that wants to play a horrific thing to me. Now, I'm going to finish this video by, I'm possibly may go in search of Governor Ted Cruz, find his office in the United States, and ask him, where's my sister? Because she was working in that office. And I want to know where he is, and I want to know where my biological father is, if there's any way to contact her. There is no fucking way you can go into that fucking office. And I just know that I do believe, to some extent, the reason they had her there was because there were some real bad guys. There were some real bad people that did something or wanted to do something bad. And somebody did want to help protect her. Now, hoping maybe I can find out information about these devices, maybe some laws, and finally get to speak to him. He's not the governor anymore, but I did shake hands with him, go in his office, and I saw my sister there. I want to know any way, try to contact my sister. Michaela Lisa, wherever you are. There's a tattoo in my hand, and these electronic devices are responsible for many of the tickets, beatings that I have gotten, and not wanting to report certain things when a homicide happened to me. Beaten of an attempted murder. They continue to beat me with these electronic devices to keep quiet, and used other people to tell me to keep quiet. They're planning my murder and death, and they're torturing me. I just now felt them again. They just now shot the side of my crotch, right here, right next to my, testicles and penis. It does this, and it's just I control your penis, I control your sexual organs. You see, I control you, and it's just to drive you crazy. So I mentally can't function as a human being, as normal as a human being as I can get, with freedom. They won't let me. I'm asking, please, they're just shooting the electronic devices again. They're just toying with me. They can turn the amount of electronic devices, whether it's a small twitch, just a little bit, or a whole bunch, or it's a violent hit. I was laying down here a week ago, and they shot something on the stop shooting me. They used some sort of what felt like a hot needle. Looked like somebody put a needle and put a cigarette lighter and just put it on my... And I was like, fuck, what the fuck? And I literally pulled my pants down right after. I don't know if I was watching Extreme Dream Makeovers Home Edition or some shit. Some makeover home TV show. I pulled down my pants. And I'm like butt naked in the room, right? To see what the fuck was that? And it was the side of my leg. All of a sudden, there's a fucking welt. Like somebody had just burned me. Somebody had just welted me and stabbed me with some sort of laser beam that they turned up real high. They turn it up real high, and then turn it up, and then bam, and shoot. And it literally, there was blood. There was like a laceration, like a fucking, like somebody got a hot needle and just burned me. You could see the fucking marking there. And it's to say, I tell you sexually where you're gonna like, what you don't like, control your brain. Please get help. Please ask for help. It's going to take a lot of money, or whoever it is to have access to it for my freedom. But it's going to take the whole world to ever stop this. They're not going to stop. This is not a disease. This is not a disease. This is someone that's just torturing me. It's not allowing me to do anything in my life. It's just playing mental sick games to make me suffer as much. This is nothing but faggots and transgenders. That's all that's that. All that's that. They have a full profile on me, knowing all information about everything about my life. The person that's stalking me, listening to me right now, is in a remote location as well. And they are watching me like a TV show, obsessed over me. Because I met Michael Jackson, Miguel raped my brother Frankie, and punching him, and I met President Barack Obama, so now every single person not only thinks of President Barack Obama and need to fight and kill me, or do harmful things to me, and try to put me in prison in any way if they can, or threaten me, but speaking on his behalf directly, and they think like this guy over here is, or anyone else on the street. So I need to say this, hopefully this makes it clear. Send people, anybody, maybe that I know that there's people that are willing to follow me and help me that's on a good side. And I can see that on the airplanes, and I can see that at certain airports. I've already come across that they're looking at the bad people that are homosexuals. And let me tell you, there's a lot of racists in the gay community. I come across fucking a lot of gay close friends. Some of them were close friends. They were gay, and they were the most racist motherfucker you will ever fucking imagine. With racist parents. They were transgenders and fucking racist. There were transgenders, and they were fucking racist as a motherfucker. So there are people out there that they know that they may be sending to look at the people that may be around me, just to keep an eye that there is people following me. So, like I said, I need to make this video. This person I don't know is involved. They could be doing voodoo or magic. I swear they're fucking doing crazy shit, behaving crazy. I don't know if they could be putting like penis residue on my fucking ham or cheese. I don't know, just for a sick pedophile, like a sick sex infection. Stop! Look, I just heard them. And you're just walking up and down. They know what's part of the fucking room that I'm in the ceiling, and they'll hit the fucking ceiling right now. And I can feel the electrical volt shoot. I don't know anything about hacking, but this is just a screen. Imagine if somebody could be doing something. I control your phone, I listen to you, hack into every mail. The best hackers in the world will tell you, I'm walking and there's tens of thousands of people know who I am. They have the money to buy these kinds of people. They have the money to buy. The majority of these people that do this kind of stuff are all homosexuals. All homosexuals. Some are transgenders. All homosexuals.